Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trend Center app. This is the best tool for sports betting research. Okay. On the Trend Center app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years, explore thousands of existing trends and systems from the top betting experts, choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport, save these trends, and get notified when these systems have games. Download the app for free using the link in our description and get a free 2-week premium trial using the code TFTM. The normal free trial is 3 days. Kind of a big deal. Upgrade your sports betting research today. Okay, let's get into the show. Okay. We're here. We're back. It's Three for the Money. New episodes every Thursday. Your favorite gambling podcast. All right, we're back. It's NFL Week 18. Not only are we back as a podcast every Thursday, but I am also officially back. I went 5-2 last week. Not a big deal, except that it is. I also won my Surefire. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now. I do not have a lot of picks today, but I do have a lot of information today. But that's how I went last week. How did you do last week, Chris?
Give me a second time out. Hold on, I'm pulling up my record. I totally forgot to do that.
Okay, I'm going to throw it to Sean.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. I am not officially back. I've been on a dry spell as of the past 4 weeks. Yep, 4 weeks without a winning record.
Oh.
Yeah. Last week was rough, just in particular. I lost, I think, like in the middle of the week, like I had some bowl game plays that all lost like one day, and then I lost all my bets on Thursday, and then I lost all my bets on Friday, and then I lost all my bets on Saturday, and then Sunday I finally got a win. I got 4 wins to be specific on Sunday, but yeah, in the NFL, I'm 4-9. Not great.
Yikes.
But my overall record is 116, 105, and 4. And I made sure that this week I cannot eclipse my losing record, even if I lose all of them.
Okay.
I can't eclipse my losing record with my winning record. So I have clinched a winning season on the NFL.
All right.
Officially.
There we go. Not a bad thing to have.
No. Not a bad thing at all.
I've totally forgot my season record. But I mean, I guess I could do the math, not real quick, but probably for next week. Or maybe till after the Super Bowl. But we'll see. I've also had some midweek betting luck. Definitely. I think good. It's bowl season. It's college playoff season. I had the under in the Tennessee game, the Tennessee Iowa bowl game, and that became too close for comfort. But it hit. Not going to complain about it. Was definitely sweating it a little bit. Hit the over in Washington, Texas. I did not stay up to watch that game, but it looked to be electric.
Again, rocked.
Yeah. I wish I would have stayed up, but way she goes. I did have Alabama.
Yeah, me too.
That was not fun. But yeah. That I haven't really been been giving out the picks because I've been quite cold lately on the midweek picks, and I've still been afraid, but now I am officially back. So I will be giving out weekday picks, much like Christopher. Speaking of which, how are you doing today, Christopher?
Thank you for asking.
Or
Well,
the
I
past
went
week?
last week. Yeah, I went 7-5 last week in the NFL, so not too shabby. Bowl season starting to, or I guess bowl season is pretty much over now. There's only one game left, but started. I finished strong with bowl season. I started out so bad, just as bad as you could get. But I'm pretty sure I finished positive. I'll have to go back and double check the math. But yeah, 7-5 last week in the league. So let's keep it rolling. I mean, some weird games definitely on the slate, but I have 8 games written down that I love.
Okay. 8 games this week. That's
Hmm.
kind of a lot more than me.
I have
But
9.
If it's not 12 by the time this is over, I'll be kind of surprised.
It's still an NFL week. Like like some of
Yeah,
these teams are out, but it's still NFL.
there's
It's still
yeah,
a regular season. You still got to treat it like every other week.
damn straight.
I'm just like so afraid because we're not the majority of games this week are still just not teams that are themselves because of
But Will, I thought you were back.
well, yeah, this
This
is the
sounds like
back
someone
part.
who this sounds like someone who's gun shy. This doesn't sound like someone who's back.
No, this is a smart gambler. That's what
Ooh,
this is.
bloody, bloody, blah.
Yes.
Okay.
Have the
But
units increased?
no,
Okay.
but I definitely could be swayed here. I definitely have some room on my paper to write some picks down. But we're only going to really get into 2 games for our like normal slate that we kind of talk about. This week's going to be a little bit different. Um, but let's go ahead, get into it. Saturday night football, win and in Texans at Colts. Colts are dogs at home by 1.5 here. I'm just going to go out and say it. I think if you don't take the Texans here, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like the play to me. It's speaking to me. CJ Stroud is back. Gardner Minshew, I think the Minshew magic has run out. I feel like the Texans are just a more complete team. And that's really it. CJ Stroud has just been probably going to win offensive rookie of the year, even with that missed time that he had, unless I'm missing someone. Um, but that's what I
He's like
got.
he's like minus 10,000 to win that. He's gonna
Okay.
win
Okay.
it.
Well, I didn't check those lines, but Chris, what do you think about this Texans Colts?
I agree with you that the Texans are better, but I don't know, just something about it. This game feels weird. The Colts, I feel like just historically in these spots always find a way to win. I'm staying away from a side. I'm taking the total. I'm going over 47.5. I think the Colts defense is not good at all. I know they've kind of benefited by putting up like a good performance against some pretty like not good quarterbacks, but like if you look back at some of these, like historically last few games, not last few, but throughout the season, 20 to Tampa Bay, which is not a lot, but when the total is 47, that's kind of a lot. 38 to New Orleans, who sucks. 39 to Cleveland with PJ Walker, and 37 to Jacksonville. So I do not think this defense is good. I think CJ Stroud, like you said, he's back. He's balling out. Uh, I do think the Texans win this game, but the spread made me nervous. So give me over 47.5. Sean, what are you taking?
Well, I'm on the Colts. I'm on the Colts straight up money line.
Ooh, interesting.
Honestly, they've done a lot to surprise me all season long. And to be fair, both of these teams have done something kind of amazing this season. Especially the Texans. But to lose Tony Richardson so relatively early in the season, and to be in this position that they're in now, this is for everything. The winner's in, the loser goes home, and if somehow the Jags lose, it's for the division. So there is kind of a lot on the line for this game, and
Oh, yeah.
I think that I think the Colts just kind of finish off strong and they can make it into the playoffs. And don't get it twisted, I still hate the Colts, but I hate the Texans too. But I might hate the Colts like a little bit more. Um, but I am going Colts money line.
That's
Okay.
another reason. So, so that's
Go.
another reason I kind of stayed away from a side. I hate both of these teams so damn
Yeah,
much. Like I do.
it's
I definitely hate the
rough.
Colts more,
Yeah.
but I don't like the Texans at all. Like
Mm-hmm.
they can also go fuck themselves.
The
So
Colts opened up as favorites on this game, and I was surprised to see it swap.
what's the line now? Did it move?
Well, it basically swaps from Colts -1.5 to
Oh, is it
Texans
one and a half?
-1.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm staying away from that. Makes me nervous.
um, I do like that over. I think I will be adding it. I'm going to double dip on this game. One of the big games on this week 18. And I think when I was doing research for this game, the Colts are 11-5 on the over this season.
Yeah, they've been
So
scoring a lot too. They're one of the best teams, like again with to hit like their team total over as well.
yeah. So I think the over is the play there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that honestly. Like
I'm gonna double
28-21.
dip.
Give me it.
I'm gonna double dip
Yeah,
Texans and the over.
let's go.
Okay. The next game that like really matters. Uh Bills at the Dolphins in Miami. Dolphins underdogs at home by 3 points. Okay. Um if the Bills win, they win the division. But if the Bills lose, they are not in the playoffs.
Is that true?
I
Not
think
not
that's what it is.
I think they need. I think a couple other teams have to lose as
not
well.
technically.
Oh,
Don't the
okay.
Steelers have to lose?
Yeah, the Steelers have to beat the Ravens,
Ravens.
and the Colts and Texans can't end in a tie.
So that's
And if the Jags beat the Titans and the Bills lose, they're eliminated. It's a very unique like winning in situation, because if you win,
you win the division. You're a
you're the
two
two
seed.
you're the 2 seed, and you're sitting at the 6 seed spot currently. So
That is
Bills win,
wild.
they're the 2 seed. Dolphins lose, they're the 6 seed. Uh Bills lose. I mean, it all comes down to the Saturday game with the Steelers and Ravens, really, because that's really the only one where it's like
Mm-hmm.
that could happen. Like Steelers could beat the Ravens because they're probably going to rest a lot of people.
Right. Of course. Um, so Dolphins at home, dogs by 3. Uh, I'm gonna throw it to Sean to do the first pick of this game.
Okay. I'm not picking a side. Whoever has the ball is my favorite team. I'm going over 49.5.
Love it.
This game has to rock. It
Yes.
needs to be like it needs to finish. This is the last game of the season, and it needs to finish strong. And in 7 of the last 10 matchups, this has gone over, and it also hit in their past 3 times in a row. Primetime unders are dead, and I just want to have fun. Bills, Dolphins, over 49.5. Let's finish out strong and just have a good time. Chris, what do you want?
I don't hate that. I would take it. but I have just been so adamant that the Miami Dolphins are paper tiger frauds, whatever you want to call them. I'm taking the Bills -3. They they're just better. The Dolphins, whenever the bright lights are on, they're pissed down their legs. That's just it has happened every game except the Cowboys game. So give me the Bills -3. The Bills also just play amazing against good teams. Like the Dolphins are a good team. Don't get me wrong. The Bills like, against bad teams suck for whatever reason, but against good teams, they could beat anybody. They could also lose to anybody. But I am taking Bills -3 just because I've been so adamant that the Bills. I said also 3 weeks ago the Bills are going to win this division. Um, I said it and I bet it. Bills +3. I got them at +300 to win that division. So let's bring it home. Josh Allen also is, I believe, 9-1 against the Dolphins in his career.
Yeah, he's really good against the
Yeah.
Dolphins.
So just give me that all day. Give me -3. The Dolphins, like, they're gonna lose week or first week of the playoffs too. So yeah, Dolphins
Yeah,
or
probably.
Bills -3 is the play. Will, what are you taking? Sorry.
I will be taking the Bills as well. I don't want to say they have Team of Destiny vibes, but they kind of do.
They kind of do.
It's just, I mean, there's a team every year that just goes on a heater to make the playoffs. A team that's, bad to mid, that at the halfway point they're like, okay, let's get our shit together and we can make the playoffs, and then they do. And this year, that team is the Bills. Going into the season, obviously, it was more of a Bills are going to win the division, like hands down, no contest. Now it's a contest, but situationally now, it's it's the Bills. It's the Bills. It's always the Bills. It's the Bills this week, and no one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
Damn straight.
So I'm taking the Bills -3. I don't hate the overplay.
I don't either.
I may end up adding that. Probably not. I'm going to be out of town. Yes, Christopher.
Question. So this game probably means more to Buffalo, right?
For sure. I think
Um,
Because
hmm.
if the
well,
Dolphins
let's say
lose,
like
can they still make the playoffs?
They've
they'll
already clinched. They've
they're
already
in
clinched. So
regardless.
they're in regardless,
Let's
but
say even like all those tiebreakers go the Bills' way and they're in regardless of this game. This game still means more to them, right?
Yeah.
Because of how like dead
I
in the water they were.
yeah, just to claw their way back
Yeah.
from being like, oh, Bills like this, not their year. Like obviously, like all
Everyone,
that
yeah.
like shit talk. We were no saints in that as well.
Oh
Like we were
no.
calling them terrible,
For sure.
and for a while, like they dropped like 3-4 games in a row to like Burrowless Bengals and like
They lost
I
week
Should
one
have
to
can't.
the Jets.
should have lost to
Yeah,
the Giants.
yeah, and I think the kick in the ass, which started this winning streak, which started this 4-game winning streak, was that overtime Eagles game where uh or was it
Yeah.
overtime?
Yes. No. Yes. Because
I
the
think
Bills
it
won
was.
by a field goal.
Yes, they kicked a field
Yeah.
goal and then the Eagles drove down and Bills had every chance to win that game, but just could not stop the Eagles. Just couldn't do it. And I think that was really the kick in the ass that they needed. And since then they've beat the Chiefs, they've beat the Cowboys, they beat two other like really not that great teams, but they're clawing their way back. So yes, I do think that this game means more to them.
Mhm.
But I do think the Dolphins have a bigger monkey on their back because they've dropped some pretty important games
Mhm.
recently.
Because they always just lose. Like, they just
Yeah,
lose these big games.
yeah.
Again, other than
And
Dallas, but
I mean, both these teams are most likely getting into the playoffs either way, and I'm really happy for that. So it'll be fun to see both these teams in the playoffs.
mhm.
For sure. Okay. Um, I mean, we're only going to really dive deep into those two games that we previously talked about. But right now, we're just going to go over some playoff scenarios. Okay, I wrote down, I think all of them. Okay, so Tampa Bay, in order to win the NFC South, they have to beat the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
also in this, not so much for them in this scenario. This affects Atlanta. Like a lot of people are counting out Atlanta. But if the Bucks somehow do not beat the Carolina Panthers, then Atlanta needs to win against New Orleans in order to make the playoffs. And I think Atlanta has like the smallest chance to win. Because I think if Tampa Bay loses and Atlanta wins, then New
Atlanta is
Orleans.
the NFC South champion.
It's whoever wins that game if Tampa
Yeah.
loses, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So whoever,
Okay.
if the Saints win that game or if the Falcons win that game and the Bucks lose, whoever wins that game is NFC South champs,
Mhm.
and they are going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
If
But
the Bucks win, Saints Falcons doesn't matter at all.
right. But I think if the Bucks lose
Mhm.
and New Orleans wins, Atlanta doesn't make the playoffs.
Correct.
But if Atlanta
Yeah.
wins
Whoever,
and the Bucks lose, then they win the division.
yeah, whoever
That's
wins, yeah,
insane. That's crazy. All these teams, I mean, Tampa's been playing really well, but Atlanta and New Orleans are so bad. It's just crazy.
I mean they're aren't they 8-8?
Think so, or 7-9.
Aren't they? Aren't I think
Falcons are 7-9, Saints are
okay?
8.
Then okay, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean that it's the same with the AFC South. Like these divisions suck. So like it's really anyone's game at this point, depending on like who wins and who loses. It could be
Yeah.
anybody's division.
Yeah, which is, I mean, we all know that that division stinks, but it's just like, yeah, like I think Atlanta has like the smallest chance to get into the playoffs, and I'm
I
not
think
sure
it's
if
the Vikings have the smallest chance to get into the
okay,
playoffs.
They're
which
not
takes me
eliminated yet.
Nope.
no,
They're the
Yeah.
it's the Vikings, Saints, Falcons, Packers, Bucks, Seahawks.
yes, so
And there's only
Minnesota,
2 spots left. There's only 2 spots in the NFC, and I think there's like how many teams did I just list? Like
5,
that many
something
people
like
are
that.
still like competing for those 2 spots.
Hmm.
It's wild.
yes, Minnesota needs to win against the Lions at home in Detroit. It's tough to see them do that
That ain't happening.
at Detroit. Because I mean, I think the Lions are they're just so angry right now.
They
Oh, Dan
the
Campbell's furious.
Vikings need to win. The Bucks need to lose, and the Packers need to lose.
Yeah.
All three of those things, like, and I think the Seahawks also have to lose. So they're
Seahawks are
not in
winning
a.
in.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure if they beat San Francisco, I'm pretty sure they're in.
I think the only two that are winning in are the Bucks and the Packers. Because there's one wild card spot left in the NFC South is still up for grabs.
Yeah.
So there's only one wild card spot left because the Rams clinched last week for the 6th seed. So
Yeah.
there's only one wild card spot left. So Seattle does need to win, but they also like need a bunch of other shit to happen.
Oh, they do.
But
You're right.
they have a better chance of getting in than the Vikings for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the Vikings are not going to win that game.
No, they're not.
No, I
Um,
have Lions minus 3.5 written down.
Oh,
Dan
I do
Campbell.
too. I do
Dan
too.
Campbell's furious.
Yeah.
I don't care who's like playing that game for the Lions. They're not losing.
for sure. Yes. Seattle needs to win. Green Bay needs to win. They're playing the Bears, and Seattle's playing the Cardinals. Both very winnable games for both those teams. And I was looking today, and I think, I mean, it seems that the Green Bay Packers are actually like able to put up points. You know,
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
they're
like,
not terrible.
yeah, they're not as terrible as like as I previously thought, and as other people thought. Um, I think like they're averaging something like 20 plus points a game, which is crazy. I don't know. I feel like every other team is not as consistent with that. I think they've only scored under 20 like once or twice, which is insane. Um, and Dallas needs to win against the Commanders for seeding because if they lose against Washington, I think they'll switch seeds with the Lions. And
So the Lions surprisingly can secure the 2 seed, uh, barring if the Cowboys lose, and the Eagles also have to lose against the Giants. But if the Cowboys and the Eagles lose, the 2 seed is locked up by the Lions.
right. Correct. So it seems like the Dallas game matters and the Lions. And I don't know if y'all have thought of this, but the Lions, as it stands right now, they're at the 2 seed and they're going to play the Rams in the first round of the playoffs. Wouldn't it just be like one of the most Lions things possible that they lose in Detroit against
Matt
Matthew Stafford?
Stafford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a meme not too long ago that was like, this is the last infinity stone to the gauntlet that is the Lions losing in
It,
fantastic fashion.
it's their last stone of misery.
Yes. The last like horrible thing that can happen to them. And then after that, I feel like you can't name another awful thing to happen to them losing in a, just a fantastic fashion. After just it feels like they invent new ways to lose games.
I will
I
be
don't know.
very sad
I
if
I
I will be
mean
very sad if they lose to Matt Stafford. I
Yeah,
yeah,
want
oh,
them
I'll
that
to
be
win.
sad. I'll
Yeah.
I'll I'll
that
be
would
very sad for them.
that would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck. That oh man. I can't even imagine being a Lions fan and losing to Matt Stafford. Your savior for over like 10 years. Just like, ugh, that would hurt my soul.
Yeah. That's 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 the last infinity stone of horrible ways to lose to the Lions as they invent new ways to lose.
They'll figure it
Um
out. They'll
yeah,
figure other ways out.
they'll figure out new ways to lose. Um okay, I think that's all of the really thing like games that like actually matter. Um so wait, so the Eagles, they're not like locked up?
They are.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
They
in.
are.
They're not
They're
winning that division, but they're in.
Right.
well, I
Um
mean,
Oh,
I,
even if the
if the
Cowboys
cow
lose, are they and they win, do they win the division?
if the Cowboys lose and the Eagles win, they are NFC champs, NFC East
NFC
champs.
East champs. Okay.
huh.
Um,
I didn't
but
even
yeah, like that's
Yeah,
that's
that does,
what's
that's true. Yeah, okay.
but Cowboys. I mean, I don't think the Eagles are out of it, out of the champ race right now.
But they're collapsing.
But I know, but I have, we'll get into it, but I have Giants +5 on my card because I don't trust I don't trust the Eagles right now, especially on points. I don't trust the Eagles, especially on the road. But the Cowboys are also on the road, and they are notoriously terrible on the road. Every game they've lost has been on the road, and it just comes down to really that. Like, both these teams are playing on the road. It's whoever gets the win away from home. Whenever the Cowboys are away from Jerry World, they just collapse.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're playing the Commanders, who have like the worst pass defense in the entire league, like 32nd pass defense.
The worst overall defense.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's just, I don't know. Who knows?
Divisional matchup. Anything
Divisional
can happen.
matchup. Yep.
That's what keeps us coming to week 18.
Yep.
So I was writing something down, but so is there a scenario where the Eagles or the Cowboys don't make the playoffs?
No, they are both clinched.
They're both clinched.
Okay. Maybe
Like
I was
a
thinking of a different
butthole.
question then. Yes. Much like a butthole. Okay, now the playoff scenarios are done. The main slate is done. Let's talk surefire picks. Okay. Not super a lot of games this week that actually matter, but let's do our surefire picks of the week. I'm going to throw it to Chris to go first here, who's been the consistently good gambler here. So what is your surefire pick, Chris?
All right. I said it last week. I said if they covered last week, that would be my surefire this week. And by God, the Las Vegas Raiders did everything in their power not to cover that game, but they covered that game. So this week, my surefire double unit play of the week: Raiders -2.5 against the Denver Broncos, against the god awful Denver Broncos. And did the Broncos win last week against the Chargers? I can't even remember.
I don't know.
It's the Chargers. Who gives a shit?
I think the Chargers won.
Well, then I love it even more. The Raiders, if there is like any shred of doubt, Antonio Pierce needs to be the head coach next year. This team is going to erase that. They want this guy to be their head coach. They're going to win this game. They've been playing their balls off for him all year, or not all year, ever since he came back or stepped in to be the interim coach. So it's Raiders -2.5. I fucking love this play. This might be a, dare I say, triple unit. We'll see. But it's definitely surefire double unit, guaranteed not to lose. Raiders -2.5. Take that shit to the bank. Sean, what are you taking?
Well, first off, everything you just said was 100% correct. But my double unit surefire guaranteed to win play of the week. It's a tale as old as time. It's the Bears versus the Packers. Packers have a win and end situation, and I feel comfortable laying the points here. Give me the Packers -3. And also, we're going to get into this, but Jordan Love has a little incentive.
Oh yeah.
He needs to win and get into the playoffs for a cool millie.
Ooh.
Yeah, for a cool millie.
That.
Playing the Bears. Get it done, Jordan. We're rooting for you. Packers -3. Will, what you got?
Hell yes. Okay. I was very worried that this pick would be taken, but it is not. And I'm very glad. I think I don't know if y'all have this. Well, I mean, we didn't really talk about this. Anyway, back to the pick. Tale as old as time. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. I'm going under 35.5. AFC
Ooh.
North. this game will be a slugfest. The Ravens aren't gonna quit. They might put in a few backups in at defense,
Um,
but they're not gonna quit.
They should.
I mean, nobody's playing in this game.
Nobody's should play
Nobody?
this game.
Lamar definitely ain't.
Okay.
They're 3.5
Even-
point dogs.
Odell
better.
might. Odell might, but
I
Yeah.
wouldn't even play him. He gets hurt all the fucking time.
well, we'll get into that. We'll get into
That's
that.
true.
Yeah, we will. We will. Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. I'm going under 35 and a half. Listen, Pittsburgh's still Pittsburgh, okay? They still stink on offense, okay? They might end up winning this game, but I mean, who's to say? Probably. But that's not what I'm betting here. I'm betting the under. I think the last like 10 times this has gone under like the last 8 times. This is ridiculous. This is a tale as old as time. I think this was my surefire pick in a game previous this season. A Baltimore Pittsburgh game under, and that definitely went under. I'm also taking this under 35 and a half. Very confident, double unit, surefire play of the week. Let's get it rocking. Okay.
I actually feel really confident in all of our surefire picks for the first time in like weeks. Weeks.
Yes. Yeah, I normally go with the trend center play, but the week 18 is different. It's a lot more situational.
Yeah, for sure.
But there should definitely be a trend on this game. Anyway, before we get into the rest of our cards to end the show, let's go over some player contract incentives. Okay. I got some ones that are absolute money. Okay. All right. Let's just get this going. Okay. Puka Nakua needs 29 yards to beat to break the rookie receiving record. And Sean McVay is very, very aware of this record. So take his over on whatever it is, or like an alternate over if it's like 30 or whatever. Lines are not out yet for the player props. So because this is Wednesday when we're recording, and yeah, time, whatever. You mentioned that Geno shit. No, you mentioned that Jordan Love needs to make the playoffs to make a cool mill. Well, Geno Smith needs to make the playoffs for a cool 2 mil.
Yeah. Well, the Steelers literally stole $2 million from Geno Smith last week. They stole it from him, robbed him blind. Like,
he's probably upset.
Also, the Jordan Love thing is $500,000. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
That's okay. Yes. So he's probably upset. Takes I don't know the line in the Seattle Cardinals game.
4.5.
Take Seattle 4.5. That feels very doable for the Seattle Seahawks.
3
to cover that
now
game
on MGM.
Oh, it's 3 now. Okay.
That's very, very doable.
Well,
also you could just
we know
take
that
his.
Sorry, Will, keep going.
You could just take his yards. His yards. I think it's like 260, 270. I saw in like an Instagram video or whatever. Okay. Other incentives. Levante David.
Oh, can I go back quick?
Yeah.
To but Cardinals love to be little party poopers.
They're definitely little poopers.
They love to just kind of
poop,
snatch the rug out from you. So, I would personally take Geno props instead of laying any type of points. It's all Geno in that game.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's probably the safer play there. Um, other incentives. Levante David on the Bucks needs half a sack for 150K. They're playing the Panthers. The Panthers stink. I think they have like the 29th ranked offensive line. It's ridiculous. If you can bet on that, I would bet on that. Another defensive prop. Jadeveon Clowney needs a half a sack for 750K versus the Steelers, who have the 31st ranked offensive line. One of the worst in the league. I made sure to write that one down. Let's see.
Have you
Jordan Love.
hold on, Jadeveon Clowney? Have you? So I saw that earlier today. Have you seen how kind of good he is this year?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
bullshit.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude?
Pussy.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had to put that in, you know,
No, I hate
as a
it. I hate
Titans
it.
fans. Like, it's just
You're
like
right.
he's got 8.5 sacks on the season, and he needs one more for a $1 million bonus or whatever bonus it is. And I'm just like, dude, no, I'm not betting that. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm not touching that. Also, unrelated to that, he wears number 24.
yeah, that's not a.
That should
It's
be
not a defensive
illegal.
number.
He should be in prison.
That's
disgusting.
like that. What's his face
fat fuck for
no
Florida.
no for Ohio State, the quarterback for Ohio State wearing 33.
Oh yeah.
I was like, dude, I can't
It's not a
trust a
quarterback
quarterback
number.
that's wearing 33.
There was some I can't remember if he played this year. He might have. I don't remember, but some fat fuck for Florida. He was a defensive lineman who weighs about 390 pounds. He wears 21.
Okay.
Like, what are we doing?
Fat
We
people
have to
gotta
have
wear
some
fat numbers.
That's
have to have
how
some
many
sort of,
burgers he
like,
eats in a day.
I mean, I'd put over
21.
that. I'm like, we have to have some sort of order in this country. Linemen
put-
wear lineman numbers.
Yeah.
If you're an edge rusher, whatever. But if you're a big old hoss like that, you wear 90 or 99. Like, no, stop
Agreed.
with this bullshit. Anyway,
Agreed.
sorry. That was my old man yelling at the clouds moment.
Chris didn't know that was a trigger for him.
Apparently it is.
Apparently it is.
It's a big one.
Okay. Let's see. Devin
Jordan-
Singletary.
Jordan Love? Weren't you gonna say Jordan Love?
Well, I
I thought
mean,
you already said that, or you already said that.
yeah.
I did already say it, but I didn't know if you had more.
No, not. I didn't have more on it. I just in parentheses I put over passing yards against the Bears. But the Bears have a pretty good defense, so I'd probably take the numbers there. I think it's at 3. Packers -3 in
spread.
Chicago.
It's my surefire pick. It's
Yeah.
3.
So there you go. Another reason to take Sean's surefire pick. Next contract incentive I found. Devin Singletary needs 76 yards on the Texans, obviously, playing the Colts. The Colts' run defense is pretty bad, I think. I saw that. And he's gotten over 76 yards, I think 6 or 7 times this season. Not a tall task. Take his over yards, whatever it is. Hopefully it's 76. DeAndre Hopkins needs 49 yards to get $1 million. I feel like that's not a very tall task.
So okay, so he needs 160 yards to get 1,060 yards for a contract incentive. That seems like a really weird number.
I just found it.
He's at I found the same thing.
Is that to break some sort of record?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I was just curious.
I don't know. But it seems like a weird number.
Well, what's he at now?
He's at 1,011 because he passed
That is weird.
1,000 last week.
Yeah, that is weird then.
Well, Will, you sent me a TikTok about some of these contract incentives, and it was like DeAndre Hopkins needs to get so and so yards to reach over 1,000, and I was like, he's already at 1,000, so I'm very confused on this contract incentive.
He
I
needs like
think
it doesn't need
it,
like 7 catches or something like
yeah,
that.
that's I was
Did he say?
yep.
Did you say that? Okay.
I was just about
All right.
to, but I was going to say that, Will, you probably have this written down as well, that he does need 7 receptions to get a $250,000 bonus.
I didn't write that down because I felt like 7 is a lot from Ryan Tannehill, who didn't throw him the ball the first 3 games of the season.
I think Levis might be playing.
I'm pretty sure Levis is playing.
Yeah,
I did not know that. That's on me.
I think Levis
but
might be playing.
I
And
mean,
well, D Hop got 7 last week with Tannehill.
I didn't even watch that game.
Oh, how dare you!
I was paying attention to games that I bet on.
This is our cross to bear. We watch this team.
Yep.
We will be rewarded for it in the afterlife.
So he needs 7, but I would say that if you can get his total receptions under 7, to
It'll
take
probably be like 5
it's
and a
like
half.
5.5, 4.5, 5.5, whatever. I would hammer that. I would absolutely hammer that.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that sounds reasonable for
I'm doing this
a line.
Because like
Did you say?
I'm very like just on the fence about the yards because I don't know which is true. I've seen like multiple things
Mhm.
that he needs like 70 yards, he needs 49 yards, he needs whatever like amount of yards. I've seen like multiple things about his yardage. But what I have seen is that his receptions are always the same. So I would just take his over on receptions if possible.
Okay. That's that. And then I think the only other one I have written down is Chris Jones on the Chiefs needs half a sack for $1.25 million. Who they play? They're playing
The Chargers.
yeah,
Chargers.
the Chargers have a terrible offensive line.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Yeah.
I would hammer this unless it's like minus 200 or something, which half a sack for Chris Jones.
Oh, it might be.
Yeah. Half a sack for. I think this line will probably be like
They'll take this into account.
1.5. Yeah, like if you can get it at like 1.5, I would probably still take it, but not hammer it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
There's an.
I mean, also, I don't know how long Chris Jones is going to be out there for. Also, like I think he might be out there to record his sack and then he's done.
That's true.
Because like Chiefs are locked in at 3.
They can't.
They're locked in. They cannot move. So I don't even know how many starters the Chiefs are going to have out there this week.
Yes.
So I mean,
this will be a crapshoot for the rosters, and that's probably why they're waiting on putting out the lines for all these.
yeah.
So
I was surprised that player prop lines weren't out today. Chris, do you have a question?
No, I have a incentive that I'm surprised you didn't bring up.
Oh, okay.
let's go.
Dalton Schultz needs 6 catches for 250,000. I'm just saying, no Noah Brown, no Robert Woods, no Tank Dell. Who the hell are they going to throw it to? I'm taking whatever his receptions over is. I'm taking it, and I'll probably take an alternate line because there's no one else on that team.
I didn't really put that into account because when I
didn't put together all those injuries.
Yeah,
he's like the only reliable, and he's been good this year. So he's really the only reliable, quote unquote, receiver, and there's a tight end on that team as of this moment, with their 3 best receivers being out.
If you look at like if someone like I don't know week 7 of this year, and you're just like, hey, Dalton Schultz over 6.5 receptions. And you're like, no. Like, that's how I looked at it this week. I was like, Dalton Schultz, 6 receptions? No way. But you're
for a
making a lot of
tight end,
sense.
like
Yeah, you're making a lot of sense.
he could catch like half of those within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
You're right.
So yeah, I'm taking that. Whatever his receiving like reception total is, and then an alternate at 5.5 or probably 6 plus or over 5.5, whatever it ends up being.
That's I didn't know that they had all those injuries. How are they going to win this game? How are they going to win against the Colts?
I don't know.
Ooh, is that a segue I hear?
We
Oh, I
already talked
guess
about it.
Oh yeah, we did. Never mind.
well, that's all the incentives I have written down. I tried to find a bunch more, but they're
I mean,
tough to dig up.
There's probably a billion out there that
There were like there were Odell ones that were like he needs like 256 yards, and I was like,
that's not happening.
that's not fucking happening.
He has to set
That's
like
not
a franchise record.
Yeah, like
and like Tyreek has to have like 250 yards to set the record, and it's like, okay, let's
to get over 2,000 for the season.
He's gonna need that to repair his house.
Oh yeah, it caught on fire today.
God.
Saw that.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe worth a sprinkle.
He was also standing outside with a boot on. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, he's fine.
Well, we're not taking him, so
yeah. Go Bills.
He's
Bills.
He's done in my fantasy league, so he is just another guy to me now.
He's dead to me.
He's not dead to me. I mean, he won me like a decent amount of games. Got me to the playoffs. So whatever.
Okay. Well, that's all the incentives I could find. So let's get into the rest of our cards. I am going to throw it to Chris because I don't have a lot, and I might be adding some when both you guys go.
Okay. All right. I will start off. There is one game you left out, Will, that does have a playoff implication. That is the Ravens and Steelers. The Steelers can still get in. If the Bills and Jags both lose, if the Bills and Jags lose, they're in. That's probably not going to happen.
But they have to win.
That's a tall ask.
Obviously, they have to win. So,
Steelers have to win. Let's be clear. Like,
well, they're not going to win because I'm taking Ravens plus 3.5. Lamar ain't playing, but you know who is?
Tyler Huntley.
Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Let's be perfectly clear here. Like, he's pretty good. Like, I know the Pro Bowl thing's a joke because that's the flag football whatever version, but they almost won a playoff game with him against the Bengals. They were like a fumble away from almost winning a playoff game. Also, little stat about the Steelers in this at this point of the season. Pittsburgh is 0-10-1 against the spread in their last 11 games as a favorite of more than 3.5 in December. They don't.
Are you fucking serious?
Yup. And what's that line? 3.5. So, Ravens plus 3.5 with Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley. Next one, stinky one. Plug your nose. Commanders plus 13. I just think back to last year when I know it was a different scenario. The Cowboys weren't playing. Were they playing anyone in that game?
Week 18 last year?
Yeah, when they lost.
I don't know. That was literally 365 days ago.
Whatever. Commanders plus 13. I just, like you said, they're Cowboys on the road. Very, very different team. I don't trust them laying 14, even if it is the Commanders. Next one. Last game of the year, baby. Titans plus 5.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one, though, another little stat thanks to the folks over at Trend Center. Mike Vrabel is 10-2 against the spread as a home dog after a road loss. Give me Titans plus
damn it.
5.5. And honestly, I might sprinkle money line for revenge against the Jacksonville Jaguars for what they did to us last year. I
That'd be a
I
silly
hate
game.
I hate that I'm this invested in this game. I hate it so much. I want this year to be over for the Titans, but here I am betting them plus 5.5 in week 18. All right, next one. Another tale as old as time. Bill Belichick beats the New York Jets.
Uh,
That's just what he does. This could be his last time to do it as the head coach of the New England Patriots. Patriots money line all damn day. Lions minus 3.5. I added because Campbell is livid. He's going to lay it on him if he can. Packers minus 3 for Jordan Love reasons, and because they're the Packers at home against the Bears. Or are they at home against the Bears?
They're in Chicago.
Whatever. They beat the Bears. It doesn't matter.
They are? They're in Chicago?
I am 80% sure.
No, I think they're in Lambeau.
Regardless, I don't care. I don't care if they're playing in fucking Moscow. I'm taking the Pack.
Yeah.
I'm
Bears
taking
at
the
Packers.
Packers against the Bears. That's just what you do. And then this game is essentially these two teams Super Bowl. We talked about it earlier. Falcons Saints under 42. Both these defenses have to come to play. Also, both offenses suck. So under 42, and add some those props I talked about earlier, and that is the card. So I'm actually really excited, especially for like a weird week 18. I'm pretty excited about this card. So, Sean, let's get into yours.
Yeah, well, first off, I share your sentiment and excitement.
It's gonna be good,
I'm getting more excited like talking about it. Like
right?
I was like when I was making these picks, I was like, ugh, like this week sucks. But all of my remaining picks are kind of meaningless games. I just want to put that out there, but for good reason. Uh, first off, I got Jets Patriots under 30.5. Maybe the worst offenses in football right now going head to head with nothing to play for in week 18.
Gross.
God, that's so stinky. Whew, plug your nose. I don't care how stinky it is. I'm going to take it. Another meaningless game, Browns Bengals. Browns have the 5 seed locked up. Bengals are eliminated. Expect the backups to be rolling out under 37.5. We touched on it a little bit. I had the Lions minus 3. But as I said, I will be betting the Lions team total over when they're playing inside for the remainder of the season. Team total over 24.5. Eagles Giants. I think I touched on this a little bit earlier, but I do not trust the Eagles on any type of points. I think if you're smart, you bet the Eagles first half spread, and then you bet the Giants full game.
Live bet them.
No, just full. Like you bet the Giants plus 5, but you also have Eagles minus 2.5 or whatever it is first half, because they just crumble in the second half. They can't do anything in the second half. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do in the playoffs. I won't be shocked if they. I mean, they're gonna be what, like the 5 seed, I believe. Because the Rams are the 6 seed.
Yeah.
So I believe if the Cowboys win, if the Cowboys beat the Commanders on the road, the Eagles are locked up in 5, and they'll play the second
NFC
seed,
South.
they'll
play
which
the second.
Could be the Cowboys.
Ooh, it could.
Which could be interesting, but I don't know what they're gonna do. And then for my last pick, Chris, it's your Surefire, and this game means nothing. Both teams are eliminated, but one team still has something to play for. Or I should say, one man has something to play for, and that is Antonio Pierce. He is still trying to make his case to be the new head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I will lay the points here for the Raiders -2.5. I personally think he has made a very strong case as to be the next head coach. But Mark
He
Davis
has.
can't. But Mark Davis can't find a barber, so I assume he can't find a head coach.
Oh, kill him.
Raiders -2.5.
Oh.
That was my little.
I
joke.
love it. I loved
Yeah,
it. That was
That's
awesome.
Okay.
good. That was a good one.
Will, what is the rest of your card?
Okay. I got Lions -3. Dan Campbell's going to have these boys playing. They're going to be upset. They're going to be irate. They're going to be not very fun dudes to be around. And like Minnesota, like they're in shambles. They're not going to win this game. So Lions -3 is the play. I do like the Pats money line here. What is the line in that game, Chris? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure they're -1.5. So I just took money line.
Okay.
Let me
think
check.
I'm
Go
adding
ahead.
the Pats money line. I think
Yeah, they're
low,
still -1.5. So I got -125 on the money line, just in case.
yeah. I think low key, the conspiracy theory is in that Bill Belichick is gonna leave, and since he's gonna leave, he's gonna try to fuck over the Pats, and he's always gonna try and win. He's not. Bill Belichick does not try and lose games.
No,
And it's the Jets. The Jets stink.
he hates the Jets.
Yes. It's like, I don't know. It's like he has like a personal vendetta, or like, I don't know, he made a deal with the devil. Like, I will be the best in exchange, I will always beat the Jets. There you go. That didn't really make a lot of sense, but I'm taking Pat's money line.
No,
And I will also beat.
Because
he's still alive.
Exactly. He's probably lost to the Jets once or twice.
Yeah, but
Whatever. That was a failed joke. We're gonna move on. I should have thought of this previously.
Sorry, Will.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's my fault. Next, the only other play I got is Packers -3. Jordan Love. The Packers can make the playoffs. They have the ability to make the playoffs against the Bears. We got nothing to play for. I'm hoping that, like, is that it? Do the Packers only need to win?
It's
Are
a
they
win
better
and
than
end
this?
game.
It's
Yeah.
a win and end game.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's it right there. That's the Packers -3. That's the play. I'll probably end up taking the Raiders. I'm just gonna write that down. I'm just gonna make it permanent. What was your surefire, Sean?
It's Packers -3.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm great. There's my plays for the week. I probably won't end up taking any of the props. What's up?
We got 6 minutes.
Oh, we got 6 minutes. Okay. I probably won't end up taking any of the props because I'll be out of town starting tomorrow, and the lines will come out, and I'll be in a state where sports betting is, I mean, it's legal, but it's, when you travel from state to state, it's just more complicated. So I'll
It's
probably
like
lock in.
different accounts, right? Like
Yeah, it's like almost like different accounts.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm gonna put in these bets that we have lines for. Probably after this, I mean, if I'm at the airport tomorrow and I see some incentives come in, that I'll lay them. But that's all I got. But okay. That's it. That's it. That's the show. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Check out our bio for all the social media. Follow us on everything. Check out Trend Center, free 2-week trial with our link in the bio. Super great betting tool. They just added college basketball.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm so excited.
I took the under in Xavier Villanova today. I will be checking that after the show.
I was going to say, do you know what the score is?
No, I don't. I choose not to. Shut up, Chris. Don't look at me like that. But yes, follow us on everything. Check out Trend Center. Normal free trials like 3 days. Free 2 weeks on us. Not a big deal. Check it out. Yeah, hope everyone had a great new year. Is that it? Am I missing anything? Check out our Twitter for college plays. Gonna be crazy. Is there any more
Natty
bowl
coming up.
games other
Natty.
than the Natty?
Just
Nope.
the Natty.
Just the Natty? Okay. Check out midweek for my Will is officially back plays, and Chris's daily college basketball plays. He always does it. Yeah,
And
that's gonna be it
Sean's
for us.
nothing plays because he's hanging on by a thread as it is.
And that's
That's a way to
completely fair.
boost the confidence of the people. All right.
I started out this show saying I've
I
gone
know.
had a losing record the last 4 weeks in the NFL, so they should know by now. I'm not very good at this. I start out strong, but I'm not very good right now.
That's okay. Sometimes that
Fade
happens.
me, if anything, except the
Oh.
Packers
Yes, that is a guarantee not to lose.
and the Raiders.
And the Raiders.
Damn straight.
And we will check you out next week. Thank you so much for listening and watching. There's 3 of us. Now let's make some money.
All right.
Woo!